So tell me, is you ready, baby? Tell me, is you ready, baby?
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Be Like D channel. It's your girl D coming back with another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6 episode 12. Let's go ahead and get into the episode, okay? So we opened up the episode where we left off, and it really didn't even give much. It was Stormy mama walking up, and then her aunt telling her, she can't do this no more. If she can't be in Stormy life, it might just have to be that, because the way she going, that ain't right. When she started in on him, you ain't even try to stop her. And then Stormy tried to say, can I stop you from saying anything? No. I was like, but did you try? Like, that's the point. You just sit back and just let her say whatever she want to say. No, you can be like, all right, no. All right, mama, no. Come on, let's go. Let's do this. No, we're not going to do that. Something. You can do something. But no, you're going to say, I can't stop her from talking. Yes, you can. Or you can remove her. That'll stop her. But then she's saying they need to talk. Y'all need to talk and not argue. Y'all going to be arguing because your mama want to argue. But anyway, okay. And she in her confessional saying she should have just left it between her and Junior because they actually are good. But now she don't know what to do with her mama because the situation is getting worse. I said, yeah, because your mama is the worst. I already knew that, girl. Your mama is a hot mess, and then you gotta sit here and defend her. Okay, so now we get over to Martell, and he having a late night therapy session. What? But anyway, this man is literally rewriting history in front of my face. In front of our faces. This man is in his confessional talking about, well, Mel put the kids in therapy, so the judge thought, well, if the kid's going, then I should go too. Who heard this as something that he just was sounds like the court told you to go to therapy, so now you're going to therapy. Not that Mel put the kids in therapy, so the judge was like, the family needs to go to therapy. That don't make no sense. So he trying to blame he's rewriting history. Say why he put you in therapy. They still allegedly I don't know the documents myself, but I done heard it enough. Allegedly he was hitting on the little Martell, and Mel went to the judge, and that's why his ass had to go to therapy, and that's why he was away from his kids for that 50 something days he was complaining about. He literally keep coming on this show and spinning a narrative. And who believe in him? Who? Tell me. I want to know. Oh my gosh, this man. When I heard him say that, I was just like, oh, really? Really, huh? The judge was like, the whole family, yeah. All you guys go to therapy. You tried to make it sound cute. When it was mandatory because you're a psycho. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so then he in his confessional saying that he got to go to therapy, and that, he thought it was going to be, difficult, but, it's actually good, and it's a great avenue to get your feelings out and not feel judged or whatever. I'm just like, oh, Lord. Yeah, look, he needs to go to therapy, but he ain't going to do therapy right. That's why it's going to be bad. Because he's going to use the terms and try to flip it. That's probably what he's doing right now. Flip it, and, he's trying to show that he's different. That's what he's going to do. And then he's going to be in the same cycle of being Martell, okay? Because what he always do, go to therapy. Don't he go to therapy every season, and then we don't see him go to therapy no more? Okay. Even though this one is mandatory, he still ain't going to do what he need to do. And then, but it did get juicy in this session, though. I was like, what, really? Okay, so then the therapist get into Martell, and she's like, so, what about your holistic therapy or whatever? So he said, I'm off balance. And she's like, oh, great, you're in method. Okay, he always off balance. That's his problem. But anyway, so then he started saying that you should have seen him tonight because, he was trying to rip and run, but, he had an issue with his babysitter, and then he got into it with his mama. I said, oh, you got into it with your mama? So then he says, she was supposed to get, she's like, he don't understand why it got to be an argument every time he asks her to watch the kids. I was like, probably because it'd be last minute. Because what's this, a last minute scene? They was like, Martell, you need some more scenes. Come do your little therapy session. Because she was like, yeah, I really don't usually do sessions this late. So I'm like, did they call you in, girl? But anyway, so he said, and then she get mad because he's like, he be ready to cuss people out when he get upset like that. And that then she get mad when he's like, yeah, I'm doing all these things for you, so when I need you, you need to do, people need to do what they say they gonna do. She start writing it down. That was funny to me. As soon as he said that people need to do what they say they gonna do, she said, and then then he says that, I do this and that for you, so then when I'm hesitant to do that, then you upset because you're not helping me out. I was like, so you would do things for your mama, and then when you ask her for help and she be like, then you mad. So then you withhold things from your mama, so you treat your mama horribly. You withhold things from her, and then she gets mad because she feel like she got a right to that stuff. Y'all a whole toxic mess. And she called it out. She was like, so you're saying that when things aren't met on your end, it's a little bit of tension, and then when things aren't met on their end, it's a little bit of tension. So that's called a toxic relationship. I said, okay, girl. And he like, yeah. I mean, I love my mama, but shoot. I said, when did this session get so good? Okay. Then she started asking him about his dad, and then he's like, nah, he ain't talked to him in over a year. And then they showed all that flashback scenes to when he finally met his dad on camera or some shit like that, because he was in jail for a whole bunch of years, and he, we never talked about you in jail for like 20 some years. But then he said, she was like, how does he feel about not having that relationship at this point in his life? And he was like, oh, I don't feel like I'm affected by that at all. They don't define me. I don't use that as an excuse. My dad wasn't there. I'm like, Martell, you got issues. That statement alone, the way he sounded, and then she's just like, oh, good. People do use that as an excuse. But it is an excuse, but it is an explanation. Okay, so dig into that, because he just dismissing it all together because he don't want to have to deal with that, and that's the problem. Deal with your issues, deal with your problems, deal with your pressure points, your pain, and don't feel judged, like you said. And then we could get somewhere. But I really don't have no hope for Martell. I think he's just gonna be who he gonna be. But it's very entertaining to roast his ass and just read his ass down. So then he says that his mama said, Martell, you are who you are. And I said, that's her pep talk, and to be like, we good over here. Well, she said, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Something is wrong with him, and something is wrong with you. So he said, but she really said that because his little brother Montez. I said, oh Lord, Montez. And I was just like, Martell got siblings? Martell seemed like he would be an only child. And then he said he the oldest, and I'm just like, it's so much to know. It's so much to know about Martell, because I need to know how he became this person. How? And then he is confessional, talking about he takes full responsibility for the person he has become. I said, oh. I don't know. You still got some contributing factors, but okay. But anyway, so apparently his younger brother is bad, and he's 5 years younger than him. I was like, how have we not seen this brother? Like, I really want to know more about Martell. um, and what else happened in this scene? That was it. And then he said, oh, she told him that his homework was to reassess all of his relationships and see make them conducive to whatever's gonna be there for his future. So I'm like, we're just basically telling him to confront his issues with his mama and try to confront his issues with his daddy. Now we're over to Kimmy and Maurice, and they finna do a cute little date night, right? So I was like, okay, cute little date night with Kimmy and Maurice. And then as soon as he said, I invited Marcel, he just said, oh man. I kind of want to see a cute little date night with them. But here we go. So then they did some cute little, it said wine and design. That looked kind of fun. And then they're going to bake it, and then I think it's going to be a cup or something. I don't know. I was like, oh, shoot. That sounds kind of cool. But then the lady giving all the instructions, and she was like, so, you don't want to put it in the dishwasher. You're going to have to hand wash it. And then he turns to Kimmy and says, ooh, that's your department. I say what? Kimmy, tell me you don't be 2 seconds from bopping his ass from saying shit like that, okay? I don't want to condone domestic violence, but Maurice will make me commit domestic violence, okay? Because the way he be acting. So, and he telling the truth, because the way she complained about it is that he don't wash nothing. But then that's also the dynamic that you done set up, because now he got his son doing the same thing. Well, he don't do the woman things of the house, huh? Because all them damn Scott men are traditional men. Girl, you a damn fool. I'm sorry. I love you, Kimmy, but I just don't understand. How is this your person? Okay, how? To say some shit like that. And then I feel like he was really trying to start some mess, because that's why he said it. And then she said, well, shoot, it wouldn't kill monster to see you wash a dish. And he's like, oh, why you say that about Monster? She was like, because he don't do nothing. I said, oh. Get him, Kimmy, okay? And then Maurice, you should feel stupid because she complaining about doing housework when she's been battling cancer, you asshole. Like, what? Like, y'all can, I know y'all can afford a maid or something, or have that boy clean up for real. Oh my goodness. And then gonna have the nerve to tell her that she need to enforce it with him. How you gonna enforce it with him when he don't see you do shit? And how I'm sure he knows your mindset that that's women's work, but then you trying to tell him he gotta do it just until he get a wife. Is that what you tell him? Is that what you teaching him? Because shit don't make sense, okay? And of course they had this mini argument in Watisha and Marcel walking up. I'm just like, how he started a whole argument right there. And then I kind of feel like it was a little bit of payback for her saying she be faking it on national TV. Maybe it was payback, girl. You know them Scott men are petty. Okay, so then Tisha and them show up. They sit down, and Maurice is talking about. Maurice, of course, brings them into their argument, saying that, well, Kimmy feels like she can't discipline Monster, and Kimmy's like, that's not what that's not what I said. He's like, oh, you sure? That's what you said, basically, that you don't have the right, and I feel like you do have the right. And then Kim was like, I'm ready to make my cup. Like, don't play with me right now, boy. Don't play with me right now, okay? She looking at him like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? I said, girl, he's serious right now. Or he just sitting here ready to gaslight the hell out of you. But anyway, here go Marceau antagonizing the situation. Oh, Kimmy, hush and let Maurice speak more for you. I'm like, I can't stand Marceau, but he do be funny. Let Maurice speak more for you. And then she was like, he's terrible at paraphrasing because that ain't what I said. And then she's saying that when I give him a punishment, he don't listen. I told him to rake the leaves. If he sees that he ain't went out there and raked the leaves, shouldn't he say, Monster, ain't you supposed to be out there raking the leaves? Exactly, yes he is. He should be on his ass too. You should have 2 parents on your ass, not just 1, okay? Well, 3 in your case. or 4. Ain't she married? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, they all on his ass. And apparently ain't only good enough. How you got 4 parents? You know what? How you got 4 parents and you don't listen? Anyway, so he's saying that Maurice started saying that she got unresolved issues with Kiowa, but she started trying to say that Kiowa, she was like, well, yeah, that's also true. I don't feel like, Marceau was understanding, but he was also being an instigator. So I'm like, oh, you could back her up. Come on, Maurice, you could back her up instead of scheduling a family meeting and then leaving Kimmy there by herself to deal with it. Then they flash back to that. I'm like, oh yeah, when he left your ass sitting there to look stupid. Kimmy, why? Why women like this? Why are you with this man? He's terrible. He left you at a table to deal with his family issues, knowing that she got issues with you. Because I don't think baby girl ever got over it. She trying to pretend like she over it, but she still throws shade every time she get it, don't she? But anyway, so then he started trying to say that Kyle has moved on, and it's still she should just move on too. And then Kim was like, "So you think it's not moved on my end? That's what you think?" He was running Kimmy hot and running me hot because I'm just like, shut up, Maurice. You just saying dumb thing after dumb thing after dumb thing. And then you got your brother over there antagonizing and making even more because Kimmy like, exactly. Because this is how good Marceau is. Marceau can play Tisha's ass like he don't understand. But he can sit there and back up Kimmy. He can sit there and back up Mel when he need to. And he want to understand just to poke at the situation. But anyway, so then Marceau antagonizing, and then Tisha finally was like, well, what can he do to help back you up? And then she said what she needs to say. But then they keep saying, well, you should be able to sit down and talk to Kiowa about things. You're her second mom. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, give it up, okay? He's 16, girl. Let them deal with that. Okay, so Maurice basically trying to say that Kimmy shouldn't need backup because she's a parent too. So she shouldn't be scared to discipline him. So he should just do it. That ain't, you not telling him that. You telling her that, but are you telling him that? Because I'm not understanding. But anyway, so she was like, can you stop basically trying not to understand? Because you're trying to play me right now. Okay, can you stop trying to play me right now? Stop it. Because I'm going to slap you. Because that's what I'm at. Okay? So in their confessional, he's saying, she should have the right to discipline him, and she shouldn't be tiptoeing around and have hesitation because that's her kid too. And that she was like, why tiptoe around? Oh, she shouldn't have to tiptoe around Kiowa's feelings to parent Monster. And then she says, why tiptoe around your feelings too? And he's like, well, you shouldn't. I empower you not to. I said, what's going on with Maurice? Okay. Attitude. But anyway, she looking like, really? Okay. I'll show you what some blunt honesty is then. I ain't gonna tiptoe around you then, okay? And roast his ass, girl. Roast him. Roast his ass. Say, oh, I thought we weren't tiptoeing around feelings no more. Okay. Anyway, so Tisha tried to end the conversation like, thank y'all for inviting us. I don't want Marcel to get anyone in y'all business. He trying to start issues. Not Martell having good scenes this episode. So Martell is meeting up with his brother. I said, okay, now we get to meet brother Montez. Montez that's 5 years younger, okay? He a mumbler, or I don't know, like he should have told him to project his voice, because he was like, hey, yeah, I'm saying, it was real muffled and mumbly. Well, I got your words that I had to cut it up, but I got it out. So, Martell trying to, be big brother over here on the screen right now. So he like, yeah, he just getting out of jail He just got out of jail a year ago. Then he got married. So now he married, and Martell trying to guide him down the right path. I said, okay. He like, yes, teach me some things, big brother. I'm like, okay. But then they start talking about he don't know what he would have been like if they fathers was in their life. And then they trying to play it like it could have been either way, though. It don't mean it would be better because we had our dad in our life. It could have been worse. I'm like, that's a good argument. Good argument. It don't mean you was going to have a good daddy. So it makes sense. But then he starts saying, because mama always worked, so we basically raised ourselves. I said, is that right? Miss Marlene. This is why Martell got so much anger, and it ain't gonna never be enough. Okay? You wasn't around. He got issues with that, okay? And he had a little brother. Oh my gosh. And then the little brother said that Montez said that the streets raised them basically, and Martell was able to fight the streets more than he could. So I was like, okay. So Martell was saying, yeah, you never know who come in your life at the right time and the right moment to change the direction of your life. And I'm like, that is true. Okay, that is true. So he said at that time he was just getting out of that school, and he met that ROTC recruiter, and that would he said if he ain't had it, that's what kept him in line. Okay. Okay, so Martell basically is telling his brother that, he gonna introduce him to Tisha now with a Black Expo. And it's about business people. You can learn some things, how's marriage going? Yeah, you need to have a good wife. If you have a good wife, you need to make sure you pleasure, make sure you're made what he said, make sure you're made y'all what he said? Pleasuring, I don't know what he said. Basically, make sure we both get what we want. And I'm like, boy, you just want to make sure you get what you want. But he said maybe, hopefully, he learns from my mistakes, and I had big consequences. I'm like, this fake responsibility. But okay, Martell, you did have some good scenes, because I like hearing about what happened with you as a kid, because it's just very interesting. So basically, he just invited his brother to the Black Expo so he can get on and get some people. He's like, you was running a good business, just not the right business. I said, that ain't the most funny shit. So they like, yeah. He like, cool, I'm down. I said, all right, Martell, look at you bringing family around. So, but now we're over to Maurice and Kiowa and Kimmy and Monster's ass. This is them having their little meeting. So they saying Kiowa came down to Huntsville because they set up this meeting. But is it me, or did y'all notice that Kiowa kind of seemed like she didn't really want to be there? And then when she kind of looked at Monster, they gave each other a little like, we doing this, we in trouble kind of thing. And I'm just like, don't do that. That's why he don't take nothing serious. That's why he don't listen. Okay? I saw it because I was like, I don't like that. And then it felt like she kept, but she kind of explained herself at the end, saying that she didn't want him to feel ganged up on. So she was kind of trying to play the fence, like, well, how is your homework? Are you doing better? You need to do better. So apparently he ain't having good grades either. What is going on with this boy? He doing too much for me. Well, not doing enough. And then Kimmy is saying that, he not doing his chores. And then she said, Maurice, here go Maurice. Did he tell you about boot camp? She's like, no, what is boot camp? We get up at 5 in the morning and get the day started. And she's like, and then you do what? I'm like, thank you, Kiowa, because he sounds like an idiot. They get up at 5 in the morning to do what? He's like, chores and stuff. It's kind of hard. Oh, Maurice, you an idiot. You got him up in the morning doing nothing. Okay, that's what you got him doing. Talking to him, telling him, you gotta do better, man. You gotta be better. You're a black man. You gotta be better. That's what he doing. So, while they all talking, Monster started looking like, man, this is some bullshit. He really was looking like, man, y'all all just telling me this stuff, and now my mama jumping on y'all side. And then he was like, "Why your face isn't receptive?" And then, of course, he didn't know what receptive meant. So he was like, "Receptive? You're not receiving the conversation. Are you receptive?" I said, "Oh, he went back to the word again." Maurice could be my teacher. Asshole alert. Okay. So then, because he was trying to be all tough guy on him in front of the women. I'm like, boy, you don't be doing it. So then Kimmy started saying, you need to do better at this. Yeah. Kaiwa, you need to be better at your grades. How about we just go out and talk later? Me and you one-on-one. I said, She's like, because then she started saying when he left that maybe he's having feelings that he doesn't want to express in front of Maurice. And then I'm getting from Kimmy. Kimmy is saying that he's not a sensitive kid, but he's a loving kid. He likes hugs and touches and all that stuff. And then I guess he was babied by his mama basically, because she said she did do everything for him. I'm like, yeah, he about to be 16 and he don't know how to clean up after himself. He ain't know how to do laundry, girl. She was doing a mess on her end too. So then Kim was like, yeah, he was expecting that on this end. And I was like, nah, but let me show you. Okay, I'm going to show you how to wash dishes. I'm going to show you. So then, after they had that little bitty conversation, Maurice in his confession are trying to say that, yeah, I think that went well. I think we're all on the same page. Kim was like, we're not all on the same page. You not on the same page as us. So Kimmy do feel like her and Kaya got it. They all feel like Maurice is the idiot. Which I can imagine is true. And I like how Kaya kind of backed up Kimmy, but something about Kaya always give me she still standoffish about Kimmy, so I don't be believing everything she's saying. But she was kind of having Kimmy back, and she was standing up with against Maurice with her, because she's like, okay, so I see that he seemed like he has some feelings that maybe he can't talk to you about. And then Kimmy flat out said that you just need to spend time with your son. I said, oh. She was like, you think he just gonna become a great young man out of nowhere without being given the tools? If he don't see a parent doing those things, or time spent with a parent seeing them do things, and you think they just gonna one day just be responsible and I know life? I'm like, exactly, Kimmy, in his face, okay, in your face, Maurice, okay. I was like, yes, spend time with your son. Spend time with your son. And then he gonna try to say, I do spend time with him. When I drop him off, or when I pick him up. They both was on his ass. Don't let that be your example. No, that's not spending time. He was like, dropping off and picking up is not an example of time. And then he started looking stupid, like, what you mean? Oh, I do spend time. No, you don't. And so guess what Kim was saying? That he needs that time spent, that daddy son time, and that ain't what you give him. And he need those tools from you to learn that, but you just want him to miraculously just know what to do. Maurice, you stupid. Okay, you is stupid. You was a terrible lawyer. How you winning cases when these women on your ass like this? Okay, or do they let you bullshit in court like this? What kind of lawyer is he? Did we ever find out? Like, is he like a tax lawyer or something? He gotta be a tax lawyer. He knows the paperwork filings. But anyway, Maurice was the hot ass mess this whole scene, BSing them, and then they was catching his ass. And so then now we're gonna have a scene with Kiowa and Mon. So I was like, ooh, not the extras having scenes. Oh, that's a Bell Collective throwback. Throwback like it was a whole Bell Collective reference. Okay, so now we got this thing with Stormy and her husband Courtney, and they driving, and they talking about basically how they had to fire Junior, and apparently they fired Courtney's best friend too, because she was like, babe, us alone was getting 800 orders done. What are they doing? And it's just packaging. Like, they not telling us when stuff needs to be reordered. I said, oh my goodness. So how are you have a $1 million company, and you only got 7 people working in a warehouse? Orders behind like a motherfucker. And you got a bad team that don't tell you, they ain't getting packages out, they ain't telling you when you need to refill product. Like, girl, this is a mess. I just don't understand how she went from she a boss, canvas beauty to they ain't doing shit. Shit ain't getting done. But anyway, whatever. So she's saying, do they think that's good enough? She's like, nah, I think we need to basically. She's saying they basically need to clean house, get new people because ain't nothing changing. I said, well, that's what you gotta do, girl. But anyway, so then he's like, well, what you think about what happened with Betty and Lisa? So then she's saying she don't understand why they gotta say they hate each other, and it hurts her so bad because she wants a big family. But Courtney called it out. I said, okay, Courtney, no. Courtney said it's because your mama want to keep you to herself. I said, oh, big statement. But didn't face Stormy at all. She just like, oh, really? You think so? Yeah. He like, yeah. She wants you to yourself. Anytime somebody trying to get close to you, especially when your auntie trying to get close to you, she just like, all mine, all my. That's what I'm getting from it. Okay, she want to make sure you stay close, your money stay close. I'm surprised she gonna say she probably say she ain't like your husband. She giving all kind of Mama Joyce teas. Okay. She don't want nobody in your life, okay? This is why she got an issue with Mel. Is that why? But anyway, she crying out of her confessional saying, I always wanted a big family and they making it hard for me to have a big family. Girl, I kind of don't care. You have made me uninterested because your shenanigans, okay? But I like how your husband called it out. Your mama wants you to herself, baby. Maurice showing his whole ass this episode, okay? So, the end of this episode, we go back to Kimmy and Maurice. And they're talking about, how the whole conversation went and they think everything went good. And she keeps saying that you need to spend more time with him. It's a difference between, she said she do think that he could be harboring feelings and emotions that he can't tell Maurice, and then the fact that his mother is not around like she has always been for up to this point. And then I forgot earlier that she said that he spends most of the time in his room by himself and he don't be talking to nobody. I'm like, well, damn. I'm like, well, what is going on with this boy? He do got some problems. Like, is he, I want to say depressed, but maybe not. I don't know. But, they saying maybe he has emotions that he don't know how to process. And I'm starting to think so. Because he be in his room by himself. And then the stuff that he said at the end of this episode, like, that he be, the mama asked him if he have anybody to talk to. He said, well, I do. I just don't. I don't want to. I mean, I just talk to myself and then I assess it and move on. I said, what? Oh no. Y'all catching them at the right time. Catch them, okay? Because that sounded terrible, okay? Kaya, well, thank you for coming in and saying that you're gonna come in more, because you need to understand these emotions and what he got going on, because none of that sounded good at all to me. And then the fact that it seemed like Maurice, you're neglecting your son, other than telling him you need to do this. Like Kimmy did say that I think he's tired of you talking at him. You just talk. You're all talk, basically. I said exactly, and that's what she said earlier too. When he's trying to say, y'all just let me be the bad guy, and they was like, no, you just say much more than what needed to be said. Okay, you just talking until you feel better about the conversation. And then so as this keep going on, then he started trying to say that she said, well, maybe y'all should do therapy. Y'all should do therapy. And then he started trying to act like, yeah, you go again, trying to say it's just us. So are you not a part of this family? And then she was like, well, she felt like the child will open up better with his two parents. And then I guess she was saying that Maurice don't get that, of course, and that she don't feel like they should all be there staring at him to say the right answer. I'm like, yeah, that's true, exactly. He might be feeling the way, and that's why he, rejects from the conversation, ejects from the conversation. So Maurice on that bullshit. So then he gets mad at that. So then he's like, okay, so then we all should go to therapy, but not you. And she's like, why are you doing it like that? Why are you putting emphasis on that? She caught him multiple times this episode talking about why he being shady. I said, yeah, he definitely being shady. He caused issues with you. And the whole time, all I can think of is that he caused issues with you while you struggling through cancer. Okay, Kimmy, think about that. Because you said earlier in the season that he was your person, that he's getting you through this. I don't think he's getting you through this. He's stressing you out from what it sounds like. And the son's stressing you out. But okay. So then, they basically going back and forth, and then he flipped it on her, so now she's getting mad, saying that maybe well, since Kyra's going to be around, maybe you guys can get work to y'all issue. I said, oh, he doing when he started going like this, and I said, oh yeah, that's asshole mode. And then so he knew he got her, so then she getting mad like, no, come on, what's my issue? What do you think is my issue? Because then she was like, it's in the past, so we leave it in the past. He was like, that means you're not over it. And then she like, how does that mean I'm not? What am I supposed to be over? I said, thank you, Kimmy. Get on his ass. Stay on his ass. Because I'm telling you, I'll be 2 seconds from 2 seconds off of Maurice's ass every time he's trying that bullshit with me. Okay? I couldn't do it. I'd be in jail. I'd be in jail dealing with Maurice. And Marcel. And Martell. Okay? But anyway, episode ends off with, him being an asshole and Kimmy being pissed off like, what you said? Alright, that is the end of the episode. That's the end of my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 12. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Be Like Dee channel, okay? Drop down in the comments, let me know what y'all thought about the episode. All of this BS of Maurice trying to cause problems with Kimmy at this time, okay? Especially at this time. And all the assholeness, okay? Because he on that bullshit. Can we all see it? Can we all agree? And, do we even have mail this episode? That's why I was a little slow. Dang, we ain't getting into no mail tea. But Martell was interested though. Martell had some good shit. I was like, oh, got a brother? Oh, you brought the brother. Oh, y'all raised yourselves. Oh, you take responsibility for how you've become you. It was some good stuff. All right, drop down in the comments, let me know what y'all thought. All right.